demographics of marriage in this country have changed, parties to the union have more options as it relates to how to manage their financial households as a unit. One of those options is to merge everything. And this option has a distinct set of benefits as well as risks. So let's talk about the benefits first. There are three main ones: operational simplicity, transparency, and unity. Operational simplicity is important because all income is paid into one account from both parties, as well as all expenses, which are paid out of that same account. As you can see, this is a really easy, straightforward approach to managing household finances. Secondarily, transparency. Both parties to the marriage have full access to view income, as well as expenditure and spending patterns. So everyone is on the same page and knows exactly what's going on as it relates to both inflows and outflows. And the third benefit is unity. There is certainly a psychological benefit of being in it together. And this is more of a collaborative approach as it relates to setting financial goals, staying accountable with each other as one married unit, as well as deciding when it makes sense for you to save and splurge. I've found that tackling those activities together can strengthen the union of a married couple. Now, for a few of the risks. The three main ones I see are 1, inequality, 2, independence, and 3, administrative burden. In many marriages today, there can be inequality in both income, what both parties are contributing from a financial aspect, as well as expenses, what both parties are spending. And if there is a great inequality in the union, there can be a lack of equity, and that can lead to frustration and hard feelings between partners. Secondarily, independence. Because those demographics of marriage are changing, and the average age of marriage in this country today is 31 years old, many parties to the marriage already have a system in place for managing their income, managing their expenditures, and addressing their finances. Additionally, some folks may place a high priority on independence and privacy. And third, the administrative burden. So new accounts would have to be opened, or at a minimum, one party would have to close their accounts if finances were to be merged. Bills would have to be rerouted to the new account, and this can certainly take a process, and there can be administrative burden as well as gaps in going through it. So the decision on how to merge finances, whether it should all be merged, is a really important one for spouses to consider as they come together. And additionally, I always encourage folks to be cognizant of how premarital assets or non-marital assets, those which are brought to the union, are handled to make sure they are appropriately protected if that is important.